Scary Parent Edition. Put a finger down if your parents ever took away your door. Put a finger down if your parents have ever called you useless or anything revolving a cuss word. Put a finger down if your parents call you lazy even though you are the most hardworking in your house. Put a finger down if your parents ever used "I paid the bills" in an argument. Put a finger down if you fight with your parents every 2 times a month, every 5 times a month, 10 times a month. Put a finger down if your parents have ever threatened you. Put a finger down if your parents have ever threatened you with any activities that you love. Put a finger down if your parents take your phone away. Put a finger down if your parents have ever broken your stuff on purpose. Put a finger down if your parents have ever screwed up your room and made you clean it. Scary Parent Edition. Put a finger down if your parents ever took away your door. Put a finger down if your parents have ever called you useless or anything revolving a cuss word. Put a finger down if your parents call you lazy even though you are the most hardworking in your house. Put a finger down if your parents ever used "I paid the bills" in an argument. Put a finger down if you fight with your parents every 2 times a month, every 5 times a month, 10 times a month. Put a finger down if your parents have ever threatened you. Put a finger down if your parents have ever threatened you with any activities that you love. Put a finger down if your parents take your phone away. Put a finger down if your parents have ever broken your stuff on purpose. Put a finger down if your parents have ever screwed up your room and made you clean it.
I am so fucking sick of the excuse. Well, they're still your mom. They're still your dad. You should just forgive them. No! Toxic.
Ayo, something traumatic happened that changed my life. Check.
She wants to sit there and basically like, she hates me. That's why I hate her. That's why. Because the shit that I felt when she said what the fuck she said, how I felt afterwards, because I cannot even fathom or imagine that I would ever feel that. What the fuck? Seriously. Because, let's keep it real. How many passes? She wants to sit there and be on that bullshit? First, you know what I'm saying? How many passes? Because her sitting there fucking testifying. Shut up. Her sitting there testifying in court. Not going to physics. The shit she did to get on her end to make things look fucked up.
Put a finger down if you are doing self-care and your mom just came home freaking out about the coronavirus and you went in the closet for 5 seconds to get something and she told you that you were being fucking rude and not listening to her at all, and now she's having a psychotic break in her fucking bedroom and won't let you come in. Put a finger down if you have a dog.
Would you be willing to let me claim you on income tax? I just googled it, and for 2019 it doesn't appear that I qualify as a dependent. It shouldn't affect your taxes very much either way, but it's the difference of me paying or breaking even. Is the technicality really that big of an issue? Isn't it technically lying to the IRS? You didn't have a problem lying to the insurance company. Lying about what? You did not qualify to be covered on my insurance. I wasn't aware that we were lying for me to be on it. Okay, anyway, I just need to claim you. It should not affect your taxes. If you claiming means that I have to lie to the IRS, I'm not okay with that. I'm sorry if it is going to negatively impact your taxes, but I'm not going to knowingly and willingly submit false information. Seriously, is this how you're going to be from now on? How I'm going to be? You mean honest? I'm not saying no just to spite you. It's a question of support through the year. I hardly think it's going to be the end of the world. I have provided support for you. I only qualify as your dependent if you have provided more than half of my support. And I'm going to have to post a part 2.
I'm going to mention this too. So, I call around to other relatives so I didn't have to stay at this one grandparent's house so I wasn't a nuisance. Call my mom's mom, because I'm at my dad's mom's. Explain the situation, and she tells me, oh, it's your fault, you deserve it, because you dress like a slut. This is the outfit in question. And here's the thing, I did not dress this way. Anya did, because she was fronting. So, I explained that, and she says, no, I've watched 3 Faces of Eve. You're the dominant one. You're the one who's supposed to tell them no. I'm like, you have no idea how DID works. She then proceeded to lecture me for over an hour, telling me that because she watched a movie, she understood DID better than me who has it, which is dumb. And then she proceeded to say don't lip off at me because you're an ungrateful little bitch and you deserve everything that's happened to you. So yeah, I no longer talk to any of my family.
Hey yo, toxic parent check. So I've been kind of like recently getting out of this situation, but I'm not allowed to check the mail because the only thing my stepdad looks forward to is checking the mail, even if it's something I ordered. My mom literally screams and throws hissy fits whenever she doesn't get her way. She tells my sisters that she hates them. She used to tell me to kill myself, and even let my stepdad discipline me, which a lot of people could agree that's wrong. They would break my electronic stuff back in the day. This all kind of mostly stopped whenever I turned 15 and started dating my boyfriend, but it's still kind of going on. There's a lot more to tell, and I have to gather up data.
Okay, so I had a great idea. I was like, I'm going to make a TikTok about exposure therapy because I'm currently using that tool. So I get in the car, everything, go to the place that it is. Unfortunately, I had a toxic parent. So it was my dad, and I still live in the same city and state. And so it's very, very likely that I will see him in public. So my therapist has me going to places that make me really uncomfortable, and it's hard and it hurts, but I do it anyway. And so I'm going about, doing what I'm supposed to do, and I see my dad. And usually what happens is I just go in full panic attack mode, hyperventilate, everything is blurry, everything is slow-mo, and today that didn't happen. I felt panic, but I also felt, okay, you can do this, you got this.
So when I was a kid, my Indian parents would always threaten that they were going to disown me. My dad would be like, "Are beta, if you do not do everything that I tell you to do, I am going to disown you." And me, being the stupid, helpless kid I was, would be like, please don't disown me. But now, as an adult, I see the appeal because I cannot wait to disown them. As soon as this pandemic stuff is over and I can, leave, I'm out of their lives forever. Because my parents, they're old, they're never going to stop being toxic. If you have Indian parents or Asian parents that can stop being toxic, I'm very jealous of you. But mine aren't, so I am getting the fuck out.
So the summer after my 8th grade year, my mom decided to take me and my sister up to Canada to visit our grandparents. And while we were up there, my depression really started to kick in. And also while we were up there, my mom's best friend went to my mom. Was like, hey, there's a pseudo doctor that I've been going to. She works out of her basement and she doesn't have a medical degree, but she's healed me of shit. And my mom's like, okay, I dig it. Let's go. So she takes me and we go up there. And this lady is calling me she and her, and right off the bat, I'm a trans guy. That really does not fly with me. And then she diagnosed me with depression and insomnia, which I actually had, but at the same time, she does not have a medical degree. And so my mom goes back the next day to pick up the water with energies infused in them because those are her medications. And then she goes to my mom, hey, I don't think Cecil should go on testosterone until she's fully developed. And my mom's like, okay, I dig it. So that's messed up most of my life because I can't go on the one thing that would help me.
I wanted to share some more of my toxic upbringing with my terrible stepmom and father. So when my parents first got divorced, my dad had a wonderful relationship with me and my sister. And, it was classic daddy and his 2 daughters, and we were just really super close. So he lived in this apartment and couldn't really afford much, being a single dad at the time, but he had this dollhouse that my sister and I absolutely loved and adored. We would sleep in it sometimes, he would play house with us, and it was just the best thing on planet Earth to us. Well, when our stepmom came along, she decided that we were too old for the dollhouse and convinced my dad to get rid of it. By the way, I was 3 years old and my sister was 5 years old. Also, I was too old apparently to call my dad daddy and was not allowed to hold his hand anymore as I crossed the street, and I was 3 years old.
Put a finger down if last year your mom went through your phone because she's nosy and found out you were talking to this girl, and she took your phone away for a week, and when you told her you liked girls because she read through the conversation, she said that you don't and it's just a phase, and then she wanted to take you to conversion therapy because she thought she could just switch it out of you. Put a finger down if you hate spending this quarantine with her because she's really toxic and she makes you feel like shit, and will be like, but I do so much for you, like, you can't be mad at me. Like, put a finger down if you had a dream last night about a argument that you had in real life and you woke up crying because it triggered you again because she's hurt you so many times. Put a finger down if you go to therapy now and she thinks she's your hero because she's sending you there to get you help, but she's the reason you're there because she gave you a traumatic childhood experience.